Right, well here we are at the trailhead then, in the car because we're right by the side of a busy main road. Lots of noise out there. Been here before. Now, today's adventure is to try and find an old station site and a rail crossing site. Quite a few bits going on and a few collieries on the way back from there. So it should be a good trip. We're map reading all day today, so hopefully we find our way back. Only time will tell. Right, so let's have a quick look at the map and I'll show you what I'm hoping to achieve. That's Cinderford. We're out on this road here and we're starting from the old hospital. We're going to go on the old track bed north to try and pick up this path, because then we can follow that to there, which is a junction of paths, and assuming we can choose the right one from there, we can get to there, which is Drybrook, which is hopefully where we look for some remains of the station. Then coming back, we'll come back along the old track bed. Back to point A. Okay, let's get started then. Good start. Let's hope that's not the last one we see on this walk. Get away from this noisy road as soon as we can. Right, we're off down here. Through here to join the track bed. And straight away we find we've got a beautiful bridge. Isn't that special? It's skewed as well. Tremendous work. Look at the size of those blocks, blimey. It's a sight, isn't it? Okay. That could be the last railway feature we see today as well. There we go. And we're off up here. Nice canopy. Good place to walk. Now we're looking for a turn off to the left, not just yet. I don't know quite how far. We'll tune into the map distances. And we're off on a path on the left. Passing by our old friends, the sleeper post. I normally call them quarter sleeper, but I think they might be half. This is the old mineral loop line from Drybrook Station down to Tufts Junction. And we will actually come back on this route. Well, we should. Well, that feels a bit soon to me. And the way the arrow's facing is up a steep bank. Doesn't seem right. Alright. They're a bit posh here. They're not using Mr. Brunel's scrapped broad gauge rail for a straining post. Look, concrete. Ooh, that's posh. In fact, there's two. Looks like the boar have been having a feast here on the side of the track. Okay, well, we're going to leave this cutting then and we're going to take a chance on that footpath. There is only one on this trail and that's an official footpath, so it should work. Famous last words. Right, well. Crikey. Mountaineering job here. Well, I guess if that's the worst obstacle we have today, it won't be too bad. Right. This then is a path. I don't want to call it the path just yet. I'm reasonably confident that's where we get to. You have to watch your footing on these blessed routes. Cry. I haven't got time to appreciate the lovely scenery round and about. Real forest. And we're tracking through there. Right. Opens up through here, through the bracken. Keep ploughing on. There's a Y junction that we have to be careful of. We need the left hand one left-hand route, I'm not sure that could be it. Certainly a Y junction. Well, actually that's more of a T junction, isn't it? Half and half, I think. We keep left anyway, so we'll carry on up here then. This is off to the side. I don't know, like they actually welcome visitors in there. I thought maybe it was the quarry site that will be coming through on the way back. Either way, it's off to the side, so we carry on. Yes, I think that is the pit, the mine, the colliery. One or the other, well fenced. Climbing now. Good sign. We actually have to make the summit, so providing we keep going uphill, in theory we can't go wrong. Ooh, a choice of route. Or is it? That's a sharp bend, and I don't think we take a sharp bend. So I'll take a chance and keep going straight. Quick squint at the map. There are a few crossroads, but no sharp turns. So it's not really a crossroads. I suppose it could be. I don't know. No sharp turns. That puts us up here. And we give way now to fighting our way through ferns to tripping over roots. Take your pick. Once we've reached the summit, there is no more uphill, which is good to get this out of the way then at the start of the walk. Still climbing. The path is levelled off to meet us, that's good. The skyline's now visible, so it's all looking good. There's another fenced off mine there. A shaft or something, I suspect. Right, that could be useful if we need to try and calculate where we're at. I think we know. A gravelled road on our left, forestry access road. Another clue then. We'll stay on this for a while. Should be there by now. Another fenced off area. I wonder if that's to keep the boar out. When this area is studded with mines and shafts and goodness knows what. Well, we're still plodding. Yep, it's that time of year. Sweet chestnut. Right, keep moving on. A gate with lots of notices. Do admire the cattle from a 10-metre distance. Only 10. Right. Oh well. Okay. Well, that's a complicated lock mechanism. Fortunately, swing the handle and we're through. Good. So we appear not to be on the summit just yet then. I thought we were close. Aha! Now that's useful. Right, map. Good. Map confirms it. We're on track. We're 200 metres above mean sea level if anybody's interested. And we have to go up here, slight left, and we'll arrive at waypoint 1. Or is that 2? Let's call it 2. Doesn't look like the cattle are doing a very good job of keeping the grasses down. Looks like savannah out there. Ah, nice pair of Giant oaks. Like the corner here. And another track. Okay, can't be far off now. I'm guessing just up here. Looking good. Near the summit now then. Summit of Crabtree Hill then. Now. There's a choice of routes. Choice of 5 routes here. Well, 4 for us because we've just come at 1, so that's not it. Either side of the Bowser. Either side of the sign in the hedge there. And then there. Now, I reckon that's ours. It should be just west of north. Let's have a look. This track is suggesting north. Of course, that's magnetic north as opposed to true north. If you look down the track there, it does actually bend to the left, which would make it spot on. Before we zoom off there, let's just wander down this track. This time I'm heading in the Speech House direction. This is billed as the Foresterdene Wilderness. That's not a terribly good view of it, but you kind of get the idea. So it's a wilderness area in the middle of the Foresterdene, within walking distance of the main attraction, Speech House, or Beechenhurst Lodge, I suppose. Right, we'll head back and carry on. They've collected a load of beech trimmings here for making fencing, I guess. Lars, do they call it? With these magnificent oaks for company then, we'll wander off. See if we can find objective number 3. We are heading downhill now, back to track level, on a surface road, crikey. This is luxury. Huge pines back in there, so it gives it its cathedral quality in amongst the oaks. Looking back, the road looks almost vertical. It didn't feel like that. But anyway, we're making progress. Slowly. It's spitting with rain. That wasn't in the forecast. The problem of being down the forest, of course, is you can't see enough sky to work out how big the cloud is and which way it's going. Wait and see job. Objective 3 then. I think, as Andrew said, our young Mr. Merriman, it's been landscaped. We did say that we'd be lucky to get more than just a walk in the forest out of this. Oh, well, let's have a poke about. Down this way we head to Serridge Junction and then Lydney in the big wide world. Goes on down there. Obviously the ramp we're standing on wasn't here when the railway was. Then looking back that way, to the right is the Mineral Loop branch line, and somewhere to the left is the line for Cinderford. Behind the sign is a track. I think it's just a cycle track. Just pop and have a quick look. Oh, straight away on the side here, look. Our old friend the Sleeper. If I can get her in shot. Well, good start. More than we were expecting. I'm not sure if the Cinderford Junction is in front of us or behind us. Look down here first. There's a grand old gent standing in there. I bet he could tell us. So the track is starting to curve away there. So that's going away from the Cinderford Junction. So I think that's the mineral line. We're walking this way later anyway. So we'll turn about go check this direction. A bite to eat and a bit of quiet reflection, and I think I've worked this out. I got a little bit fooled by the sign there, and in fact we need to go on a bit farther. We'll try this way first. Just as far as there, just a little bit up there. Quick look at the old glorious side by side then. This is the path that we're just about to go up there. And if we come down here, look, there's all these buildings in this area. Should be able to find something, surely, you would think. There's enough of them there. And then if we look up there, there's a colliery. We'll pop in and see if we can find that. But meanwhile, let's just have a hunt around the general area, see what we can see. If we got this right, I'm giving no guarantees. Cinderford is down that way. And swing round to the left. And Surridge Junction, Dudney, that way. There's a row of pine trees there, beloved of railways, for putting around their stations. Have a little poke about. We're in a very small cutting, which could be railway-ish. Now if you read Andrew's notes in the description, there are all sorts of changes here and developments and pieces added on and taken off. So it's possible this was an overtaking loop or some such, a storage for the Trafalgar mine or Trafalgar colliery wagons, possibly. But I'm still intrigued by these pines. Telegraph pole across the way, could have been railway. This is still going on and on. I've not seen any signs of anything. We'll turn back and see if we can get amongst the conifers. From up here, not seeing a great deal. It's cutting there on the left. Cutting there on the other side of the trees. And there is, if I can get there, one of those. We have a wall. Quite a slim pickings, isn't it? A couple of bricks. And a continuation of the wall down there. Not much. A bit of old clinker. I can imagine a fireman raking that out of the firebox while waiting. We're now on the first bit of track that we looked at and heading towards the junction, which is the main line. How'd you tell? Here's a substantial clue off to one side, and I can't get in there. Too much of this stuff. Sharon Idle would be in her element here with all these nettles. That's what I took to be part of the signal box. But the signal box, when you look at it, is a wooden affair. But there are buildings beyond it. So those are beyond the signal box, beyond the junction. So we must be close. What a find. If that's that building, then all the other station bits and pieces are in there. I've had a look and I have to say it's kind of impenetrable, even for me. Let's carry on down that way. What I was hoping was going to be another row of bricks turns out to be an old railway sleeper, but there are stones and things all lying about here. Bits and pieces everywhere. This is where the platform was, or the signal box, one or the other. Just about here. I'm going to have to drag myself away from this now and get and look for other stuff. Could spend the rest of the day grovelling around in here. And there is a thing called the Wysis Way here, which takes us into Trafalgar Colliery. Not sure if this is it or not, but it runs parallel to the road, so let's take a look. That did very little for us, other than lead us back to the track, Serge Junction ahead. But I think we might just have walked down the turn-off. Look from the other direction. The main track then is obvious, but our turn-off there, I reckon. Now in a beautiful cutting, heading towards Serge Junction, and Trafalgar Collars down this way. Can't see any exit. I would have expected to see it by now. Anyway, we'll run down here a bit to see what we can see, if anything, then we'll turn around and start the return trek. A few bits and pieces to see on there as well. So, need to get a move on. Time's a wasting. A gallant row of fence posts up there. There's a signal up there too, somewhere. A retaining wall there, and you can just about make out a track. That must be the siding for the mine colliery. Doesn't look terribly inviting. Have a closer look. A broad gauge rail fencing post. I smell GWR, and this one is still wired up. That's a pretty rare sight. As you can see, I've climbed the bank to see about this track to the colliery, and that's pretty much impassable. It's supposed to be a walkway as well. Turnabout time nearly. Climbed on top of the second bank, and the going's a bit easier here, a bit farther. If there are any remains here, they're well hidden. And we're getting back to difficult walking again, so we could spend all day on this bit, and perhaps somebody ought to. Not for me. I did a turn around here, head back. We've still got another 2 collieries to do, so we get any better luck. Safely back on the track. This was a mass of rails at one point. You had Cinderford up there going slightly left, the mineral loop line which we're going to be on the way back, going to the right. Behind us we had the branch for the Trafalgar branch line. To the right down there. And crossovers and diamonds and points and all sorts of things here. Read Andrew's description. I describe it to you in detail. Right. Time's pressing. I wonder if this is original ballast here, or aggregate put down by the council. One or t'other. Don't see much point taking it away to have to bring it back again. Then they wouldn't have known, would they? We're well into the afternoon now. Still going. There is allegedly a feature, a mysterious feature here somewhere, about here. There's a fence post and a mysterious rectangular blob, probably a fallen tree. I think it's going to have to stay a mystery. It's just shown as a square on the map. Let's see. The next pit we're looking for is called the Crump Meadow Pit. To be honest. Now this is Crump Meadow enclosure. Whether that's a site of, I don't know. I think it's a bit too soon, but it could be. We'll carry on and see what else we can find. Still on the mineral loop. This is the one that heads from Drybrook to Tufts Junction then, Didney. Modern fence post on your right. Oh, quite an embankment. Let me show you, take a look over the side. We're looking down there. We just make out some wire there for the Crumps enclosure as well. I will carry on then along the mineral line towards the Dilk. Track bed widens out. There off to the left. entrance to the Crump Meadow Colliery. You might see a little bit of detail farther on. Obviously not walked very often then. I doubt they'll let you on site anyway, but at least we found the entrance. You have to say it's wonderful to be out here in the forest. Beautiful walk, couldn't be better. There's some giant sized sleepers there on the Crump Meadow branch line. Blimey, didn't want to get in there. Worth a look, it's in the right direction. Shan't invest too much time in it, but look at that monster there. Grief. Make a few matchsticks out of that one. That yielded a few stone slabs, that's about it. Still zero access. Somewhere in there was an industrial powerhouse. And nature's it's taken a while. Looks like she's got it back again. Well, the ground's flattened out here now on the mineral line. The actual line carries straight along here, whereas this official track curves to the right. We'll have a quick squint at the original, see if it's passable. In with a chance, I think. Ooh, it's done there. Our direction is the other way. This is the left-hand track. I've walked down just a little way just to get a feel for it, and the road now drops away, so I'm very hopeful. Could be there's something in there, but nothing shows itself, and I'm out of time and energy. I've gone off this route. It goes up and down in a sort of non-railway way, and it's getting more difficult to get through up there. So before I commit too much time to it, I'm going to turn around and go the other way, the official way. I can't see any railway fence posts around here either, so perhaps this wasn't the railway then. On the other hand, the map says this is viable. I know, I'm gullible. Well, let's see then. Lovely old oaks around here. A few more pines. A complete lack of sleeper posts is a bit of a worry. Ah, right, well that's on the map. That's good. We might still be on course. You little face. Up that a ways. Eventually reaching here. Looks good. As is that. Good to know. Well, we're off this way. Well, don't get too excited, but finally we've got something to look at. Look at the background there. Large concrete structure. You see it's in layers. I wonder if that represents a day's work. Mixing by hand, it could be. Nowadays we just send for a lorry and do it in a couple of loads. Winding gear on there, you got to think. Similar sort of thing on the other side of the track. Trying to get the name on that brick. Bit like the Severn rail bridge. Push it over and it breaks up. The crow there doing a bore impression. At least I hope it is. Right, don't know what that is. There you go. Again, no idea what that is, but it probably links up with the other one over there. The pit head is fenced off in there, which is a good idea because they used to cap them with wooden sleepers, which is brilliant for about 20-30 years, 40-50 maybe. But eventually they rot through. They've been covered up with vegetation by then until you stand on the top of them. And then you go missing. So look along here. Look carefully through there and you can see part of the structure. Different world around here when that was tightened up. This was once a huge works. Barely a blade of grass on the place, I don't suppose. Now look at it. Swallowed. Crikey me. I hope there's something up there to see when we get there. If we get there. I'd like to say it's worth the effort. All I'm seeing so far is a raised view of what we're looking at down there. And on the other side, much of the same. Well, I did say not to get too excited. Now all we've got to do is slither down this thing. And make tracks. Okay, we'll carry on. Back on the mineral loop line. Heading for Tusk Junction. In fact, the mineral line is what we were on before, when we went off piste, as it were. This is part of the mines rail network, tramway probably. We're joined back with the mineral line down here someplace, we can see it. Just about here, I'm guessing. That beastie there, crikey. Oh, we have a sort of a Y shape, don't we? Mineral line went through there. Sorry, the mine rails went through there. There's the mineral line, which has now been choked off and fenced up. But we can take a look. Clearly they don't want you to walk it. Oh, there is a path. So that then mineral line, which came from Drybrook, which we were on earlier, came along there. This is where it meets the Fox's Bridge mine and then heads off up there towards the Dilk, where we'll be leaving it, and on into Lydney. Eventually we're back to railway fence posts, concrete again this time. So obviously the posh end. It's suddenly gone very quiet in here. Nobody about. Must be tea time, I think. Beautiful evening. Nice to be out here in the forest once again. And it's just gorgeous. Nowhere else I'd rather be on a late summer's evening, late afternoon, tramping through the forest in dappled sunlight. Yeah, pretty good. On an embankment at this point. We started off in a cutting, didn't we? So there's got to be a matching embankment somewhere. Build up the soil, spoil even. Yeah. We shouldn't be too far away now, half, 3/4 mile. Something of that nature. Glorious, glorious evening. Here we are then, rolling from the embankment here on our left and forward there into the cutting. Quite a deep cutting we're in now, so I suppose I needed quite a lot of material for that embankment we've just walked across. Look at the side of the cutting here now, solid rock. Bet they're a bit upset when they reach that. Oh well. Okay, well, if you listen carefully now you can hear the traffic on the road bridge. You might even see a car flash by, so we're about done. Well, there you go. I did say don't get too excited, didn't I? But, well, a nice warm summer's evening, late summer. Can't get too many of these, I don't suppose. Nice walk through the forest, can't beat that, can you really? So hopefully you enjoyed that. Plenty more on my channel if you want to look at these sort of walks, railway stuff, canal stuff, and maybe you'll join me on the next one.